Why, hello there YouTube and welcome back to a Torchwood review. I am Davros and I'm a Whovian, and today I am reviewing Torchwood Adrift. So this is the 11th episode of Series 2 of Torchwood, where a young local boy named Jonah goes missing after last being seen by his mother on a bridge in Cardiff, but Gwen believes that he had been sucked up from the rift. And that is where we find out that the rift doesn't just drop things from the past and future into the modern day, but also it can take things such as people, and it has done so in the past. And Gwen, being Gwen, wants to find out what's going on and delves deep into this, where she does find a facility that is run by Torchwood, and she makes the discovery that missing people in the past that have been missing due to the rift have all been returned, but never the same. And she finds that Jonah, now aged up 40 years, is still remembers his mother, played by Ruth Jones, and he wants to see her. And Gwen does take her, and at first in denial, but once he starts to reminisce about the times they had, she then knows it's him. However, wishing she'd remembered him as he was, as when he was, sucked into the rift, and discovers that during his time he was taken to a burning planet where he was on board a ship, and he stared into some black star that made him go mad, and for 20 hours he constantly screams from that shock. And then it's a heartbreaking ending where Ruth Jones's character, that's it, Nikki, accepts that her son is now gone and she's lost him. And Gwen returns home, telling Reese that he can talk about whatever he wants about with her after a brief argument, and he wants her to share her burden with what she discovered. So that's the story there. What did I like about this episode? Well, this was a filler episode, and there was some sad moments, especially towards the end when Nikki knew she lost her son, but also wishing she could remember him as he was. There's also some dark disturbancy in the episode when we find out that Torchwood has hidden another secret, because Gwen actually follows Jack to this facility where she believes Jonah could be, and she does. She finds that this is a thing from Torchwood. Captain Jack, runs it with this woman named Helen, and explains to her the reason why he doesn't tell anyone about this place. And Jonah in this, the young Jonah, is played by an actor called Oliver Ferryman. But adult Jonah, he's played by Welsh actor Robert Pugh, who does return to the Whoniverse 2 years later in the two-parter The Hungry Earth and Cold Blood, in another role, but when I saw him in that Doctor episode, I thought, hey, that was him in that Torchwood episode. But he's gone on to appear in other stuff like Game of Thrones, to name a few, and some other films. So, yeah, I liked, the dark tone of the episode. And also, when Jonah explains where he went when the rift took him, he said he was on a burning planet, and then he went onto this platform, which was a spaceship, and he came across this man. Now, I'm theorizing, a lot of people have probably theorized this. What if that planet he was on was Gallifrey? And what if this strange man he encountered was the Doctor? Or, in one of his male incarnations, like the Eighth or the War Doctor? I don't know. But I think some fans have theorized that. And I kind of, when he said that as well, a burning planet, I instantly thought of Gallifrey when I first watched the episode way back in 2008. Also, quite disturbing that how he ends up just screaming for 20 hours every day. He only gets 4 hours of peace, and that bit where he just sits there screaming, going, ah, was very disturbing. I found it quite disturbing to watch. But also, I feel this one focuses a lot more on Gwen Cooper. She's like takes the lead in this one as she does her investigating journalism, well, investigating policing, because she is a former police officer. She, looks around on this and does her investigating and makes some of these dark truths. And, well, I guess sometimes when you work for something like Torchwood, it's like, do you sometimes like what you want to find? But I thought this was a fairly decent episode. Something before the two-parter finale that we would get. And definitely one of the good ones of, Series 2. This also had Ruth Jones in it, who we all know as Nessa in Gavin and Stacey, and also Mafanwe in Little Britain. So that's how I recognised her. I thought, hey, it's Mafanwe from Little Britain. But yeah, she proved that she can also act serious as well. Also, she was known for Fat Friends as well, which is an ITV dramedy as well, which I think launched. Did it launch her career in James Corden's? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, this episode does have some upsetting moments in there too, and just shows some of the dark elements of this Doctor Who universe where the main show probably would not go. So yeah, ratings. What am I going to rate this one? I will give the performances a 8, the writing an 8, the visuals. Weren't many digitalized visuals in this episode, but practical stuff, especially the makeup on Jonah, I'd give that a 7, and my personal, I'll give it an 8. So yeah, there you go. There is my review for Torchwood Adrift. Have you seen this one? Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. I have been Davros the Whovian, and this has been a Torchwood review. So, until next time, run for your life.